Getting ready for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Booher, BoerRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, the basement that you want to turn to a home theater. If it's in your four walls, Boer Remodeling is the only call. Their 5-step design process makes it all so incredibly easy. And the whole home theater thing is not what you think it is. It's not like, well, I've got the TV, I'm done. No. How about like a plan? How about a feel? How about it being so disconnected from the rest of the house, but still a part of the home that when you enter it, you're like, oh, this is something. It's about setting the mind, setting the mood, setting the opportunity and saying, you know what? This is a special place. This is where the family gathers. This is where you're able to do those cool events. And yeah, you can probably set it up to watch, the biggest games down there as well. Yeah, you can make the basement part of the home, and you can make it something special in the home for those special events, for those family gathering times. And therefore, you're not just recreating a basement, you're creating memories. Boer Remodeling is there to help. Their 5-step design process, they deliver quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Just call Boer. Do it. Trust me. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling, 852-5546, or online at Boer, Booher, BoerRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn because there is more. Really quick, I was talking about teachers' unions, and someone wrote to me, I don't know if you fundamentally don't understand why teachers join the union and what we actually do in the union, or if you just don't want to know about it. Allow me. I have heard the leadership of the NEA and the AFT, right? I've heard Becky Pringle and Randy Weingarten. I don't want them anywhere near my kids. I don't want them anywhere near the education of my children. They can't educate my kids. These are bad people. They come across as screaming freaks. That much is for sure. But Randy Weingarten kept kids out of school when kids should have been in school. No, that's not somebody who cares about children. The NEA thinks that we should be teaching DEI. That's not somebody who cares about children. So what I know is that the NEA and the AFT provide no value to students and dollars to their progressive political fellow travelers. This is what they do. It's a funding mechanism to which they get rewarded. And I wrote this back to this person. We don't need the unions to have great teachers and great education for our kids, and we would have a better chance for both without the unions. I stand by that. I am pro-teacher. I am not pro-teachers' unions. They do not provide a value. We need to rethink education altogether. I apologize for nothing in this idea, oh, you don't understand what the union does. Let me educate you. Write back whatever you will. I'll read it. But my argument stands. And I'd be curious to see what you have against what you would say to my argument of the bad things that Becky Pringle and Randy Weingarten favor and why that is so detrimental for kids. For kids, which is where maybe our stances on education differ. Not for teachers, for kids. If we focus on the 4 kids, we will get the better 4 teachers who are making the better money. I believe that, and I believe I can show that. But let's get to the popcorn moment, shall we? I got a couple of things to get to here, including President Trump talking about a possible sit-down with Vladimir Putin.
President Putin said this morning he was pretty dismissive of this idea of meeting with President Zelensky. President Putin was.
I don't know.
So for you to meet with him, he doesn't have to agree to meet with Zelensky. Is that what you're saying?
No, he doesn't. No.
So when do you think that meeting
They would
will
like to meet with me, and I'll do whatever I can to stop the killings.
So this is it doesn't have to be some gather around the table, fake Obama beer summit kind of thing. He'll go one-on-one. He has no problem with it whatsoever. I spoke yesterday about how John Bolton was saying that, Putin wants to use his old KGB tactics to try and manipulate Trump. Well, first, I was appreciative of anybody who remembers that Putin is a KGB agent at heart. This is who he is. He is still a Soviet in his soul. This is not a debate. He takes it personally that the Soviet Union failed. That's his methodology. It hasn't changed. That's his driving force. It's harder to manipulate when you have to operate in the daylight. And they do. And the Soviets fell. He could try anything he wants. And remember, he does. He lies about everything under the sun. Oh, sure, we'll do this deal. Then he does this thing. Oh, sure, we'll do that. And then he does the other thing. Anybody who trusts Vladimir Putin is out of their mind. But the idea that somehow Trump is going to fall for it. So far, the only person who's fallen for it is Tucker Carlson. Nobody else. No one. The supermarkets are so great. Tucker. Come on. The supermarkets are so great. Did you know you were being ridiculous when you said it? You've said other things I've agreed with. That. We won't even get into the Israel stuff. Just that. But that's not the thing I want to get to. I want to get to this from Nancy Mace. Congresswoman Mace is running for governor in South Carolina. And I want to make sure I heard this right. I don't think there's any cursing in this, producer Carl, but finger on the dump button just in case. And she's asked a question about some funding when the funding came from the Inflation Reduction Act or one of those nonsense progressive things that moved money all around. It was wealth redistribution. Republicans voted against, and rightfully so. And this was the interaction.
I noticed that there's one of the accomplishments, things you were touting was the I-5 2016 interchange.
Mm-hmm. What was the exit at Long Point Road?
Yes.
Not the interchange, but yeah.
But that funding came from the Inflation Reduction Act, which you voted against.
Right.
Is that an accomplishment? Is that something you can tout?
No, absolutely. I mean, absolutely I can tout that. And you're a raging Democrat, so raging leftist with that kind of questioning. And I would say as a woman, you might want to think about how you view other women and how you treat other women, the way that you question them, because women are going to lead this country off the brink, and conservative women. The first female president of this country is going to be a conservative woman, not some liberal like you.
Okay, again, just a question about the bill, whether you voted for it or not, and what you were touting.
Okay. There's a lot here. And let me say, Congresswoman Mace, wow, did you answer that wrong? Now, you might say that I'm guilty of mansplaining. Well, I'm a man and I explain things, and I apologize for nothing. And I think you're strong enough to handle it. But this commentary makes me question it. You're a woman, so you should really question how you ask questions of other women? You're running for governor. I don't want to hear anything about woman, man, the rest. You're running for governor. It was a fine question. If you're saying that something is valuable, but the funding came from something you voted against, that is a standard political question. It's also a standard political maneuver to take credit for something that's good or that worked out well. Some funding thing. No, I don't think any of this stuff from the Inflation Reduction Act or Infrastructure Acts created a value. I think it created extended inflation. If you say to me, yeah, it got passed, I voted against it, but the money was there, so I made sure we did something with it that created value. That's an answer. That question makes you a raging Democrat? Start with the assumption that every question asked to you is asked by a raging Democrat. What are you getting angry about? What exactly are you doing? You're better than this. You're smarter than this. You're stronger than this. You came across as weak here. Don't come across weak. And if you say to me, how dare you, a man, say this, I'll say it directly to you. You need better friends if they're not going to say it directly to you. Holy cow. When the money gets appropriated, even if I oppose the money being appropriated, and we should appropriate less money to save the taxpayers, bring down the debt, and have a better quality of life overall. The money gets appropriated. What am I supposed to do now? My job is to make sure it's utilized in the best way possible. That's why these people elected me. Not to abdicate my responsibility, but ensure I follow through on it, even when I don't like the results, to the very best of my ability to most help my constituents. And that's exactly what I did. And that's why this works. But what we need to do is this, this, and this, and that's how you turn it. I'm sorry that you don't have a single staffer to help you with this. I'm happy to help. But the question wasn't bad. The question wasn't wrong. The question wasn't raging Democrat. That was not a moment of toughness. Congresswoman, that was a moment of weakness. And my advice is don't have any more of those. Matt Bear has got